Before the woman's husband gets into the car, the driver kisses his wife, then he asks her permission to buckle her in, and she thanks him, but the husband asks if everything is alright, and she says yes, but he asks if she's sure, and she says she's sure, then he asks the driver to take them home. The wife asks her husband how his work was, and he says it was the same as always, but she asks him to tell her more about his day, how his work was, and that she wants to know, but the husband insists that it was the same as always, that he worked, taught others how to count and to earn money to keep her home, but the wife says she can see that he's very stressed and asks if they're going out at the weekend. The husband confirms that he's really stressed and has to work to keep up with her expenses, which aren't cheap, but the wife explains that they need to take time out for both of them and that it's not like that, but he says that they'll sort it out later and that she should relax, and he asks the driver to go faster. Later, the wife calls her husband and asks if he liked it, but she realizes that he's asleep, that she doesn't believe it and that once again he's going to leave her there alone, that she spent a long time preparing for him, that she even put on a nightgown for him to see and like. She says she doesn't know what to do there anymore, that every night it's the same thing, that she comes, gets ready, and he decides to sleep out of the blue, that she needs someone to give her love, affection, attention, and who understands her, who doesn't just sleep around. Her husband asks if anything has happened, but she says everything is fine and that it was just a bad dream. A few days later, the wife says that her husband looks very handsome, and he thanks her, and she asks if he's going to work yet, and he confirms that he is, that he has to work and work, that he can't stop, but the wife says that she's thinking that these last few days they've been very distant from each other and that it's been a long time since they've connected and been together, and that's why she wanted to arrange a trip for the two of them so they could have some fun, go for a walk and have a moment together, because that way they'd forget everything that's going on there, the stress of everyday life, and also connect with each other again, but she wonders if he's listening to what she's saying. The husband asks if she thinks it's all that easy, the flight, money, time, and that she knows what he needs to do, but the wife says she understands, but that they also need time together, because life isn't just about working, but the husband explains that he doesn't have time and that she knows he needs to work, that she should be calm and not worry about this nonsense, that she should give it time. The wife asks him to calm down and says she'll give him some time to think about it and that he should think about it, and he says he will and that she should be calm. Then he asks her to tell the driver to get the car ready for him, but the wife asks if he's leaving already and that she'd like to go with him, enjoy the ride, but he says she knows he's in a hurry and that she should manage on her own, ask for a cab, an Uber, something, and she says that's fine and that he should take care of himself. The driver asks if the woman is going and that he can take her, but she says that she doesn't need to and that her husband has told her that she needs to manage on her own, which is why she's going to call a cab, and her husband has asked the driver to take the car away, but the driver kisses her again, but she asks why he's doing it again, and he explains that every day she looks more beautiful and he's falling more and more in love with her, but she says that she can't keep doing that there. The driver says that she needs a man who treats her well, who takes care of her and who really loves her, like a special woman, but she says that this isn't right, and he says it is right, and that her husband isn't being faithful to her, but she asks why he's saying this, and the driver explains that he listens to all her husband's conversations, that he knows what he's talking about and who he's talking to, and he asks for a vote of confidence and asks the woman to get into the trunk of the car and that he can prove everything. But the woman says she doesn't